Hello and welcome. My name is Nadia Strachan and I am your interior design consultant. And today I'm going to be taking you through this interior design download, and I'm so glad you joined me. Now, you have chosen to have a download for the reception stroke hallway area of a boutique hotel. Now, this is the download that you would have printed. And I hope you can see that with the light. There's a lot of light shining through my shutters at the moment. So this is your reception area, your reception desk, and this is your reception hallway as well that leads to the rest of the boutique hotel. So you can see it's absolutely sumptuous. Love it. I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I'm going to explain to you just how this works, okay? So this consultation is split into four sections. The first two sections are, section one is myself telling you about how this whole thing works and how we're going to bring this all together and what this actual style means and how you can actually use it for yourself. So that's section one. And section two, we'll be looking at the actual scenarios. As I say, that this is a boutique hotel. Yours doesn't have to be a boutique hotel, but I've put it in the context of a scenario of a boutique hotel so that you have context to relate it to, because it's a commercial interior, and so it could be a reception desk for a restaurant. It could be for some other type of design business or an advertising business or whichever business you choose, or it could be a bed and breakfast. This is actually a 20-bedroom hotel, a 20-bed hotel. And so I put it in that scenario. This scenario as well, we have what we call different types of scheme bandings. This is a silver scheme banding. There is a bronze, a silver, and a gold. Now, the rest of the boutique hotel, most of it is a gold, so it switches between being part gold and part silver scheme. The reception area is actually a silver scheme. The foyer to this hotel is actually a gold scheme foyer. So you can see that they all do sort of work together really quite well. So it doesn't matter whether we move between bronze, silver or gold. It's just making them work. Now, there are three ways to go about this. There are DIY, which is full DIY, whereby you do the whole thing yourself. So, of course, you purchase the items yourself, but it's actually implementing them, putting them in place. So that means that everything here, you're going to create this yourself. Now, you may have the skills to do that, or you may have somebody in your family or somebody around you that you know that can actually do this and actually create this for you. So actually creating this, that's full DIY. Now, the other way is actually part DIY and part trade. And that's where you actually get trade people to come in and do part of the scheme for you. So things like the electrics, this may need to be rewired, or maybe this wiring doesn't exist, or implementing that. So you may need to get an electrician to actually put that part in for you, and also in the hallway as well. And there's certain aspects in the hallway that you may think, like there's got panelled walls. You may think you need to get a tradesperson to do that for you, or to actually deliver it and to put that in, because I will tell you where to actually purchase panelled walls and who actually can come to your property to implement it, or you can simply buy it and you can actually put it in, install it yourself. So same with the desk as well. The panelled frontage as well. You can actually probably buy the panelling and you can actually put it in yourself, or you can get trade to actually produce that piece for you as a bespoke piece. So it's entirely up to you how you actually want to work with this to actually create this for yourself. Okay, so that's something that to really think about. So there's DIY, you do it all yourself, half and half, where it's you do some of it yourself and then you get somebody in trades people to do it yourself. Or if you do not have the time or you don't have the confidence, because I know there is YouTube and you can learn a lot of things yourself, you're not confident, I would say go the full trade route. Go the full trade route. And a trade route would be, you would give them, this is the bit that I would give you for the second video, whereby you would print that off and, you know, they would come and they would project manage it and they do the whole thing for you. So maybe you're somewhere else working away, or, you know, you close off a certain part, maybe it's a new part of your business that you're going to open at a certain part, and you need to carry on with the rest of the business while this has been implemented. And so maybe it's screened off and they're actually doing, and you've given them the information and they're doing it all for you. So that's a full trade route. Okay, so there is that way that you can go, and that will be fine, because if you're too busy to do it, then a full trade route is what you need to go with. Okay, so that being said, now this style that you have got is I call it sort of colonial modern. Is that a colonial model? This is very much a stately chic hotel, okay, and so it has modern elements. Now the colonial elements are on the floor. We've got these beautiful, highly polished tiles, okay, they are big, polished. They could be ceramic or they can be porcelain tiles, okay, and they're highly polished. I would say stay with highly polished, because that lends to the genre and the actual feel and the look and the contrast of materials, and it gives that really luxurious feel. The mat, do not worry, it's on a rubber underlay which is attached to the floor, with suction to the floor, and then the matting is put, the hallway runner is placed on top of it. So you don't need to be worried about that on a highly polished floor. Safety has been considered, and that mat will not move at all, okay, because it's fixed to the floor, okay. So this main thing here is this desk here. Can you see this beautiful desk? This is a soft leather desk. It's white leather, and the pins are actually upholstery studs, okay, and they have different sizes. Now for this scheme, I would say do not use chrome. Don't use chrome. Use either an antique pin, or at the very least pewter, okay, an antique or a bronze or a gold even would work really well within this scheme, because it keeps with the feel of the chic. Bronze, chrome, sorry, is a little bit too modern. If you want to go completely modern, a shiny chrome is a little bit too modern, unless you want to have that complete sort of contemporary feel to it. And this is not contemporary. This scheme is what we call a boutique chic, and that really is, it's within a colonial sort of boutique feel to this property. So that's why I would say stay with those sort of aged sort of studs for this. Now this you can actually get done. It's not a huge piece, so you can get it done as a bespoke piece and still stay within your silver scheme price point. If you want to do it yourself, then it would be a padded, something you can do, a panel with foam covered with white leather. The white leather you can actually purchase from material shops that sell fabrics. They also sell rolls of leather. Now it's a white leather, so it's generally going to be PVC. It's going to be what they called faux leather, okay. So it's a white leather, but they have different qualities of it. Okay, now you can draw the design on it, and then you will go to start nailing it in. It will take time. That's why I say it's a bespoke piece, but if you want to take the time to do it yourself, it's quite a complex pattern, but it's beautiful and it looks so luxurious, the finished result. And it's got this beautiful, can you see, glossed top there. So the whole thing has beautiful contrasts to it. And then you've got these lovely waterfall chandeliers that reflect off the top of this reception desk. And then you've got this lovely sort of muted, sort of soft white leather with these lovely sort of aged antique studs in there, and they've got, just peering behind, you can see this lovely sort of Louis the 16th little chair behind the desk. That all adds to the whole feel and the sort of ambiance of this reception desk. So I would say it's a beautiful piece. On the wall there, I love this on the wall. This can say whatever you want it to say. This is a piece of Shakespearean prose, you know, a lover's piece of Shakespearean prose. And I think it's good to get an actual piece, maybe a piece of Shakespearean prose. You can buy these sheets. I mean, I will put it in the detailing where you can actually get these printed off. You can get paper that's printed off, or if you know a sign writer to come in and do it for you, they can do it for you. If that's something that you can do, or you feel confident that you can do it yourself, that's very clever, and you can do that yourself as well. Now the desk, the same properties are apply to the actual walls in the hallway, because these are actually storage doors. If you don't have the space for storage doors, I would say do panelled walls. Do panelled walls, and the same thing, they can be MDF covered with the foam stuck to the MDF, and then it's covered with this soft white leather, and then you've got the strips of the same upholstery panel pins in there as well to create that. This mirror behind here gives the illusion that the hallway goes on forever and ever and ever. It's an optical illusion created by this mirror. Now there's a few ways to do this. The first way, which is you've got to have to get a glazier to come in to actually fit this mirrored piece, and it's a huge piece. It's a more expensive way, and this is going to push you, as I say, it's a starting price at the silver point. It's going to push you towards the silver going towards gold. It's a huge piece because I would use toughened glass, just in case somebody bumps into it. You don't want that to shatter, because that's very expensive, and it's very expensive to replace. So that's one way. Or you can get mirrored panels. That's a cheaper way. I would still say use toughened glass. The other lower price point would be mirrored tiles. Mirrored tiles. The reason I would say mirrored tiles, that's a full DIY route for mirrored tiles, because with the mirrored tiles, what you would do, you would get the mirrored tiles and you would put Velcro, the teeth with the pad, the Velcro on the back of your mirrors, and put it onto the wall. And so it'll be a whole wall from floor to ceiling of mirrored tiles. And so if somebody bumps into it, you just Velcro it off and replace it. So it's low maintenance, easy to replace, and you don't need to worry about it at all. And it will still have a great effect. Yes, it will look more beveled, but you will still get that illusion of that distance through that hallway. It's almost like a time tunnel. It's so long. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's one way to do it there. And you've got some beautiful planters, white planters. I put that in the second half. You'll be able to see in the videos where you can get all these items from. And also the lampshades as well, these beautiful cylinders which are very stately, and they tie the whole thing together. So from when it comes to putting the scheme together, you need to go from the top down. Okay, so the first thing you would do, you're going to paint the ceilings and you're going to paint the walls. Okay, and then you're going to install the light fittings. Got the light fittings, and then you're going to do the floors. These beautiful, highly polished floors. As I say, please do highly polished. Do not do a matte floor. It will not work with the scheme. Just to get the whole feel and the atmosphere that you want to create with this beautiful interior. Polished floor, and then the safety runner, things like this, and the desk can be placed on afterwards. Okay, so you get the full scheme and the full look. You go from the top down, okay, so that you don't get things sort of messed up and dirty. Now, this scheme, as I say, it will probably take you, it'll take about 4 weeks if you do it yourself. You can get it done within 4 days if you get full trade in to do it, or somewhere in between if you're going to do half trade and half yourself. Okay, so just to give you sort of a timeline, when you're, I will talk more about ordering this and also the lead times and what that all means in the next video. But for this, it's just understanding what this style genre is, and that it is a very sort of sleek and sophisticated look, and just to marry up the antique elements with the sleek sort of modern contemporary elements of like the white leather, and so to marry up the two elements and to make sure they are as crisp as possible to get the ultimate outcome. This is key. It's really key. So what I'm going to do, there are in the second part of the video, which looks at sections 3 and section 4, I will explain to you about the UK and the US elements of putting this scheme together. Please join me for the second half of the video. It's very, very, very exciting, because this is where you learn how to create this and to change your story, because I truly believe that interiors change your story and change your life. I've been working for 20 years or more, well, more really, in this industry, and I've had the privilege of helping people change their stories, and in whether it be a small way or even in a large way, it has changed their life and their outlook. This is a commercial reception desk, and it might be that this is a reception desk for a hairdresser's, or it might not be a hotel, it might be a bed and breakfast, it might be for a design business, or a whichever, or a consultancy or an advertising agency. It doesn't matter. It's about how this works for you and how you interpret it for yourself. The lifestyle scenario for this 20-better hotel, these are the hotel owners that I have presented, is just to give you context, because when you have context, it gives you ideas of how you could possibly improve or maybe make changes that would suit your business better. And so this part, which is the scenario for this hotel, I would say to you, read the scenario. It's there in section 2. Read the scenario and see if that helps you at all. But you always have this video. I say go back to it and listen to it over and over again. I know you think like, yes, I've heard it. I know what you expect me to do. I understand it. I know how we go forward. But you hear extra things, like everything. First time round, we skim over things. But more things come to light the more you look at things, the more you listen to things, and the more you relate them to what you want to do, okay, in your scheme. So I'm going to explain in the second part of the video how we put this scheme together. Please join me for it as I take you on this journey as changing your story and in turn, the next journey, changing your life. Thank you.